Hi guys, so today's video is how I highlight and contour. So if you do want to see how I do this, then just please keep on watching. Alright, so first off I do want to start off with priming my lips. My skincare is all done, so my skin does feel nice and hydrated. But I'm going to go in with this from Dr. Paw Paw. It's the original balm. And I'm just going to pop that on my lips. When it comes to primer, it all depends on your skin type and the kind of finish that you want in your overall skin to look. Because I do have a lot of oil and large pores, I'm going to go in with this one from The Ordinary. It's the High Adherence Silicone Primer. So this is going to help to blur out the skin, fill in the pores, so that I've just got that nice, a bit more of a flat surface to work on. So I'm going to mainly focus this on my T-zone area. So I'm going to go in with my foundation now, and I'm going to take this one from Loreal. It's the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This one's in the shade 230 and it's Radiant Honey. So when it comes to like contouring and highlighting, it doesn't really matter with your foundation. I think as long as it matches your skin colour and it's the coverage that you're looking for and like the finish that you're looking for, I think you're good to go. So now that I have more of an even base all over, what I want to do is I just want to conceal under my eyes. So I'm going to take this from Urban Decay. It's the Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. This is the shade Medium Light Neutral. So I'm going to be using this more just to get rid of the dark circles underneath my eyes. So this is pretty similar to my skin tone. So it's not necessarily going to brighten or anything like that, but I will be going in with something that is going to brighten afterwards. I first just want to conceal those areas that I don't like. So I'm just going to take a little bit around my nose as well, and then I do get a little bit red here in between my brow, so I'm just going to pop a bit there. So I do have like a really blank face now, which is perfect to start going in with your contour and highlight. I'm going to start with my contour, and I'm going to take this one here from Smashbox. It is the Step by Step Contour Stick in the shade Contour. So when it comes to picking your contour colours, you want to have something that's not necessarily too red. You want to keep it more on the cooler tone side. So this is like a really nice perfect colour. So the main thing that I'd say when it comes to your face shape, so it's firstly knowing where your actual cheekbones are. So when I look at my face here, I can see that this is where they are lying. So if I wanted to follow my natural contours, this is where I would be applying the product. But if you can see like the gap between the bottom and then the top, I can see that there's quite a lot of cheek space right here. So what I want to do, because I want my face to be more lifted and I want it to appear more slimmer, I'm going to draw just slightly above that. So it's going to lift my face then. And then I'm going to do it on the same side. When it comes to your forehead, So if you have quite a wide forehead, you want to contour more of the area. If you have a small forehead, you don't have to do it at all. I'm not too fussed about the size of my forehead, but I do always like to put a bit of colour in there. So I'm just going to put a slight little bit here. So depending on your face shape, if you wanted to make your forehead appear smaller, you could pop a little bit up here as well, and then mainly at the sides. And then I do want to make my chin area look smaller, so I'm going to fill in this area here and then bring it right across. And then if you want to define your jaw a little bit more, you can pop it up here as well. And then I'll do my nose contour in a moment. So to blend this all out, I'm going to take this Luxie brush here. It's the 504 large angled brush. So I like this brush because it's an angled brush, which is really easy to blend product out, but then it's also like fluffy. It's not like a flat, it's a, you know, it's got a bit of a dome to it, which helps just to keep it nice and like buffed out and not as harsh. When it comes to blending it out, you don't want to be blending it downwards here, because then that's just going to pull your face more downwards. So you want to blend it in the area and go slightly up. And then I kind of like to bring it just slightly forward. So it is just really nice and subtle, this product. It's not like too harsh on your skin. So this is with it all blended out. Now I do want to go in with a cream bronzer. This one is the Chanel cream bronzer, and I'm just going to use the exact same brush. I'm just going to dabble that in there and take the excess off on the back of my hand. And to bronze up the skin, so I would go straight over the contour area, and then I'll kind of just like blend it upwards and a little bit more onto my cheek area. And it just keeps it nice and like gradient and smooth them. And then I do just like to pop a bit on my forehead just to keep it nice and like bronzy. And then to contour my nose, so this is going to be very different for everyone, but for my shape of nose, I like to pop a bit here, so I'm hoping to make it like shorter, and then because it is rounded, I will just follow that same shape, and then I like to bring it up on here, and then same on the other side. And then I will just go like up into the brow so it's nice and blended. And then if you wanted to, so it can make your nose look a little bit more like pinched, you can pop it above the bridge there. And then I just blend it out. Because I will be popping some highlights on there as well, it doesn't matter too much if the product placement gets a little bit in areas I don't want it. But I will just bring it like in all the areas I don't want to look large. So I now want to brighten up the other areas. So first I want to brighten up here at the side of my nose. So by bringing it slightly higher onto the bridge, it's going to help with that contour that you've just done. I like to pop it under my eyes and then just slightly up here just to help lift, and then just down there, so that typical V shape that you do see everywhere. And then I like to pop a bit here in the centre. So this is going to, if you have like a really small forehead, you want to cover quite a lot of this area with the brightness, because then that will help to make your forehead appear larger. So kind of your contour like shadows everything, makes everything look more like sculpted, and then the highlight makes everything look brighter and stand more out. So I do like to put a little bit on my chin. I'll pop a smidge down the centre, and then I do sometimes like to pop a little bit under my contour just to brighten up that area as well. So I then like to go over with the original brush. I don't like to put any additional product back on, but just kind of going in between the two areas of the two different colours and kind of making sure that they mesh nicely together. So for the highlight, you would pick normally like 1 to 2 shades lighter, and then for your contour it's like 1 to 2 shades darker as well. So my highlight is probably 3 shades lighter, maybe more, but I don't mind because it does blend out quite well, and once I put my powder on and things, it won't look that much lighter anyways. So what I want to do, because I want to keep this quite matte, I'm going to take my L'Oreal Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and I am going to pretty much set the whole face. I'm applying this in like a tapping motion because I don't want to be disturbing the contour or the highlight. So for my bronzer, I'm going to take this from Kiko. It's the Flawless Fusion Bronze Powder in 03, which looks like this. And I'm literally going to stamp that in the exact same areas where I popped the contour and the bronzer. You don't have to do both cream and powder. If you wanted, you could just do the powder. By doing both, like say if you're going on a night out or if you're at a wedding, so you're out somewhere like all day, by doing both it will help just for it to last longer because you basically have the double layers for it. And then for the brightness, I'm going to take this from Fenty Beauty. It's the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the shade Butter. So this is a lighter powder than my skin tone. So I'm going to slightly just bake with this. I'm going to pop a little bit, so up on the bridge of my nose and then under my eye. And then I'm just going to stamp it like in that V shape. And then I'm just going to pop like a little bit underneath. Oh, as well, whilst that is just sitting there, if you want your lips to like appear a little bigger, so say like your bottom lip, if you take like some of your contour bronzer shade and you just dust it right underneath here, it can help make your lip appear bigger. It helps it to look a bit more like pouty and bigger. So some people do pop it around as well, but I'm not right keen on that. So once your baking has had time to really sink into the skin, I'm just going to literally just dust it all away. And then for blush, I'm going to take this from Tom Ford. It's the Sheer Cheek Duo in this shade Paradise Lust. So I'm literally just going to take this shade here. When it comes to blush, you want to be really careful with your placement, because this can make, so every work that you've just done with your contour and highlight, this can make your face look like it's dropped. So if I popped it here, it's going to make my face look really like downwards. So I want to keep it nice and high. Can smile, it makes it a bit easier. But then I also kind of like to swoop it up. I'd rather go more up than downwards with my blush. And some people do like to pop it here, so that can just like help lift the cheeks. But if you want like your cheek to look nice and plump, you'd like to put it here. And then it is quite nice just to kind of dust it on the bridge of your nose. It can make you look a bit like you've been in the sun all day and caught a little bit of colour. For highlight, I'm going to use it from this Tom Ford one here, and I'm going to take this shade. And with highlight, it's really nice to kind of pop it about here, so just above the cheekbone. But then like, it's nice to kind of just dust it around as well. You can kind of dust it under the brow if you want the brow bone to like pop as well. You can pop it like above the brow, which is quite nice. I sometimes like to just swoop it right under, just so then it makes your actual under eyes look nice and bright and not like too drying or anything. And then pop it on the light points of your nose above the Cupid's bow. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my face now, and then I can go ahead and set my skin. Alright, so I want to just set that all in place now using my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Alright you guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!